Hello, leaders. I don't know why I just did that. But anyway, welcome back to another episode of Run to Your Leadership Challenges. This is episode number 345. And today, I'm going to give you a tip. I'm going to actually give you a traveling tip to basically include extra time in your traveling. So today, I'm going to just hit the record and I'll give you some extra value at the end. But here we go. Hello, leaders, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. Well, today I want to provide you some traveling tips that my wife and I learned from going to San Diego last year. We spent last week in San Diego at Social Media Marketing World 2019. And although I'm recording this episode before we actually get back, actually before we even leave to go, I can assure you that we had a great time. And I'm kind of going out on a limb here because it was amazing last year, and that's why we bought tickets before we even left the conference last year for this year. And I know it's going to be great, but last year we learned a valuable lesson. And that was to schedule an extra day or two when you're going to someplace new. You see, last year was the first time we'd ever been to San Diego. And the conference was so packed. The schedule was so packed back to back to back. I mean, from early in the morning till, 6, 7 o'clock at night. And man, you were pretty much wiped by the end of the day. And basically the only thing you had energy to do was to go get some dinner and then flop in bed. So this year, we were a little smarter, all right? Or at least I hope we were. So we planned, the conference starts Wednesday at noon. We are flying out Monday. And by the time you listen to this, we flew out Monday, the Monday before you're listening to this. And that gave us a whole day and a half, almost 2 full days of just relaxing and an opportunity to see a little bit of San Diego. So, now granted, 2 days isn't a whole extra lot of time, isn't a huge amount of time, but thanks to numerous friends on Facebook, all it took was a simple request for me to send out and say, hey, I got 2 extra days in San Diego, what should we do? And it was just like, I was overwhelmed with more than enough ideas and some good recommendations on what we should do. So we've already figured out what we're going to do before we even left to go out there, and we kind of planned our days. The first couple days out there are going to be the best days weather-wise. So, I mean, we're geared up, we're ready to go. And so I guess it's a 2-part tip here. The first one is to schedule extra time whenever you're traveling to a new place so you can check out the area and see the local events and or local tourist traps or whatever. And secondly, when you don't know what to do when you're going to an area, just turn to social media and ask your friends, and they will be more than eager to share. And so, hey, that's it for today. Short and sweet. Join us tomorrow as I will probably share some valuable tips that I took away from the Social Media Marketing World Conference. And man, if it's half as good as last year, I'm going to have a couple weeks of stuff to share with you. And if you're listening to this on a podcast, that's a form of social media. If you're watching it on YouTube, that's definitely a form of social media. And hey, by the way, if you aren't watching on YouTube, it's a little bit longer, but I add a little bit extra value, and I don't edit those versions, so you get to see how goofy and how awful I am before I edit these down. But you also get some valuable tips, and you can kind of see me get excited in certain areas, and you get a little bit of extra value every day. So that's it. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate you, and until tomorrow, run to your challenges. All right, so the recording is done. I just wanted to say a little bit of extra value is, no matter where you're traveling, I mean, we're going to San Diego, and that is a great place. I mean, it's beautiful out there. The weather's going to be perfect. But even if you're going to somewhere that you don't think is all that great, I would challenge you to still try to schedule an extra day or two, because a lot of times, no matter where it is, if you go to someplace new, the people that live there, man, that's home to them. And that place is special to them. So take some time to get to know the people where you're traveling. Get to know the big things that are in those areas. When we lived in Colorado Springs for about 5 years, we used to drive back and forth to my wife's parents' house in Oklahoma, and it was about a 10-hour drive. But, I really enjoyed that drive because we used to take, it was like Highway 54, I think, through Kansas. And man, you hit all the little towns. We used to go through Dodge City and Garden City and all the other little towns through there. And man, I loved seeing small town America, because I love that. That's just me. So I challenge you, schedule an extra day, maybe on the front end, maybe on the back end, or maybe one of each, and just enjoy yourself. Take time to relax. A lot of times we get traveling and it's a hustle bustle. It's hopping on a plane, getting off, getting back to work. Just relax. This next week actually falls on my 12th week in my 12-week year. And all I'm doing is I'm flipping the 12th and the 13th week. So I'm going to take off basically the 12th week, and then I'm going to push hard on the 13th week and finish up my 12-week year. And then I'll go right into my first week of the second quarter and new goals. So I'll probably cover some more of that in the future, but reach out to me if you have any questions, concerns. You can always reach me via email and or by phone. So until tomorrow, run to your challenges.